to lexicology, the study of words. This lesson I will discuss the main and secondary ways of word building. But before we begin, let's take a minute to review the term lexicology and morphological structure of the word. Lexicology is of Greek origin, lexis, word, and logos, learning. It's the part of linguistics dealing with the vocabulary of the language and the properties of words at the main units of language. Vocabulary is used to denote the system of words and word groups that the language possesses. Word group denotes a group of words which exists in the language as a ready-made unit. Word denote the main lexical unit of a language, resulting from the association of a group of sounds with a meaning. As you know, the modern approach to word studies is based on distinguishing between the external and internal structure of the word. By external structure of the word, we mean morphological structure. For example, the word post-impressionists. The following morphemes can be distinguished. The prefixes post and im, the root press, the noun-forming suffixes ion, is, and the grammatical suffix of plurality s. The external structure is morphological structure. The internal structure of the word, its meaning, is nowadays commonly referred to as the word's semantic structure. Every word can be divided into smaller sense units, morphemes. They are defined at the smallest indivisible two-facet language units. Before turning to the various processes of making words, it would be useful to look at this diagram that summarizes categorization of two large groups of morphemes. The first group lexical and the second grammatical. Free lexical morphemes are roots of words, which express the lexical meaning of the word. Free grammatical morphemes are function words, articles, conjunctions, and prepositions. And here you can see the examples: the, with, and. Bound lexical morphemes are affixes. They are prefixes and suffixes. Bound grammatical morphemes are inflections or endings. For example, s for the plural of nouns, ed for the past indefinite, also er for the comparative degree of adjectives. Now it's time to answer the question how English words are made and what is word building. Word building is the process of producing new words from the resources of the particular language. Word building is one of the main ways of, for example, main ways of word building. They can be affixation, composition, conversion, and abbreviation. And also we have secondary ways of word building. They are sound interchange, stress interchange, sound imitation, blending, back formation. And now we'll start with the main ways of word building. The first one, affixation. Affixation is one of the most productive ways of word building throughout the history of English. It consists in adding an affix to the stem of definite part of speech. Affixation is divided into suffixation and prefixation. Suffixation is the formation of words by means of adding a suffix to the stem. Prefixation is the formation of words by means of adding a prefix to the stem. And we have two main functions of suffixes. The first one, to form one part of speech from another, and the second function, to change the lexical meaning of the same part of speech. We know that there are different classifications of suffixes, and now let's see some of them. The first one, part of speech classification, that is, noun forming suffixes, for example, ans, and, dom, adjective forming suffixes, able, el, full, less, some, numeral forming suffixes, fault, teen, verb forming suffixes, ate, an, eyes, ish, and adverb forming suffixes, for example, li, word, wise. And here you can see some examples. Next, lexical-grammatical character of the stem. Suffixes can be deverbal, those added to the verbal base, for example, er, ing, meant, able, speaker, reading, agreement. Denominal suffixes, those added to the noun base, for example, less, ish, full, east, some. And here you can see the examples: handless, childish, mouthful, and etc. The adjectival suffixes, those affixed to the adjective base: an, li, ish, ness, blacken, slowly, reddish, and etc. Next, semantic classification of suffixes. The agent of an action, and examples: er, and, baker or dancer, nationality, and yan, as for example Arabian, Russian, Chinese, captivity, age, dom, for example freedom, diminutiveness, i.e. led, lean, body, girly, and other examples. And now let's pass to the classification of prefixes. The first, lexicogrammatical character of the stem. Again, they can be deverbal, denominal, and de-adjectival. And some examples: rewrite, unbutton, uneasy. Semantic classification of prefixes. Prefixes can be negative, such as on, non, in, this. Reversative, such as on, di, this. Pejorative prefixes such as miss, mal. Prefixes of time and order, such as for, pre, post. Prefixes of repetition, re. And locative prefixes such as super, sub, inter, trans, and etc. This is one more way of word building composition. Punctuation is a way of word building when a word is formed by joining two or more stems to form one word. And also we can see here the classification of compound words. According to the parts of speech, compounds are subdivided into nouns, adjectives, verbs, adverbs, prepositions, and numerals. According to the way components are joined together, compounds are divided into neutral, which are formed by joining together two stems, for example, blackbird, shop window, sunflower, and etc. Morphological, where components are joined by a linking element. For example, vowels O or I, or the consonant S. And you can see the example, handicraft or sportsman. And syntactical, where the components are joined by means of form word stems. For example, here and now, free for all, do or die. Next, classification according to their structure, compounds are subdivided into compounds words proper, which consist of two stems, nickname, shipwreck. Derivational compounds, where beside the stems we have affixes. Kind-hearted, old-timer. Compound words consisting of three or more stems. For example, waste paper basket, eggshell thin. Here you can see there are three stems. Compound shortened words, which are day, motocross, intervision. What is conversion? One more main way of word building. Making a new word from some existing words by changing the category of a part of speech, the morphemic shape of the original word remaining unchanged. Conversion is a characteristic feature of the English word building system. It's also called affixless derivation or zero suffixation. The term conversion first appeared in the book by Henry Sweet, New English Grammar, in 1891. And now you can see the examples of conversion. The noun is the name of a tool. The verb denotes an action performed by the tool. For example, hammer, to hammer, nail, to nail, pin, to pin. The noun is the name of an animal. The verb denotes an action or aspect of behavior considered typical of this animal. To dog, to monkey, to fox. The name of a part of the human body, an action performed by it. To hand, to eye, to nose. The name of a profession or occupation, an activity typical of it. To nurse, to cook, to mate. The name of a place, to room, to house. The name of a container, to can, to bottle, to pocket. please look at this. Verbs converted from nouns. So we have the noun and then we get the verb. Action characteristic of the object. Ape to ape. Imitate in a foolish way. Instrumental use of the object. Screw. And now we have the verb to screw. It means fasten with a screw. Acquisition or addition of the object. We have the noun fish and now we get the verb to fish. It means to catch or try to catch fish. Deprivation of the object. Noun dust and the verb to dust. It means to remove dust from something. And nouns converted from verbs. Instance of the action. The verb to jump and the noun jump. Sudden spring from the ground. Agent of the action. The verb to help, the noun help. It means a person who helps. Place of the action. The verb to drive, the noun drive. A path or road along which one drives. Object or result of the action. The verb to peel, the noun peel. The outer skin of fruit or potatoes taken off. These are the main examples of conversion. And one more main way of word building, abbreviation or shortening. And there are some types of shortenings. They are graphical abbreviations, initial abbreviations, and lexical abbreviations. Graphical abbreviations are the result of shortening of words and word groups only in written speech, while orally the corresponding full forms are used. And examples. For example, eng. AM in the morning. No. Number. IE. That is. So, in a written speech we use it, but orally we pronounce the whole meaning of this word. Graphical abbreviations of native origin. Days of the week, also we write these abbreviations, but we pronounce the full form. Mon for Monday, Tu for Tuesday, names of months, APR for April, AUG for August, and etc. Names of countries, names of states, names of address, military ranks, scientific degrees, units of time. Initial abbreviations. Initialisms with alphabetical reading such as UK. Initialisms which are read as if they are words. For example, UNESCO or NATO. Initialisms which coincide with English words in their sound form. Such initialisms are called acronyms. For example, CLASS, Computer-Based Laboratory for Automated School System. lexical abbreviations are classified according to the part of the word which is clipped. Apocope, apheresis, and syncope. Apocope, the end of the word is clipped. For example, expo from exposition. Apheresis, the beginning of the word is clipped. For example, shoot, parachute, copter, helicopter. And syncope, the middle of the word is clipped. For example, mud from market, or maths from mathematics. And now let's pass to the secondary ways of word building. I think you remember the main ways of word building. Again, they are affixation, composition, conversion, and abbreviation. Secondary ways of word building: sound interchange, stress interchange, sound imitation, blending, back formation, and reduplication. Sound interchange is the way of word building when some sounds are changed to form a new word. For example, hot to heat, blood to bleed. And here you can see are the examples of sound interchange. They can be the examples of vowel interchange and consonant interchange. Vowel interchange: full to fill, foot to feed, blood to bleed, and etc. Consonant interchange: to speak, speech. Life, to live. Next, stress interchange. When we change the stress, for example, in the verb, the second syllable is stressed to affix, and then we have affix. To conflict, conflict. To export, export. To extract, extract. Sound imitation: imitating different kinds of sounds that may be produced by animals, birds, insects, human beings, and objects. For example, to whisper, to giggle. These are sounds produced by human beings. To hiss, to bark, to twitter. These are sounds produced by animals. To splash, to ding-dong. These are sounds produced by objects. Blends or blending: words formed from a word group or two synonyms. Cinema addict from cinema addict. Faction from fact, fiction. Medicare from medical care. Back formation: the way of word building when a word is formed by dropping the final morpheme to form a new word. For example, to collocate from collocation, to emote from emotion. And here you can see that the final morpheme is dropped. Reduplication. These are new words that are made by doubling a stem either without any phonetic changes. Bye-bye, for goodbye, ping-pong, chit-chat, walkie-talkie. And references. From this video lesson, I think that now you know the main and secondary ways of word building, and I'll repeat you once again. The main ways of word building are affixation, composition, conversion, and abbreviation. And the secondary ways of word building: sound interchange, stress interchange, sound imitation, blending, back formation, and reduplication.